Hello students, Vigyan IS Academy presents Union Public Service Commission Civil Service Exams 2021 notification. So today I'll be helping you to understand the notification. I think all of you are aware that UPSC has released a 2021 notification. So we'll see some important dates. I'll not be going into details of other exams as we are all going to stick to civil service exams. So I'll be discussing about what is the last date, when to apply, and when is your exam going to be. So I think all of the students who are seriously preparing for UPSC must know about this notification and should also start preparing very well and should give their dedicated time and their complete dedication to this particular exam. Anyways, we Vigyan IAS team is there to help you out with world class faculties and with a lot of facilities, right? So let us see what is there in the notification. So this is the entire PDF. Anyways, we will be sending this PDF to you as well for your reference. But all of this is not very important for us. So only one thing that we are going to focus is on UPSC CSC 2021. Right? So two things that you need to remember, that is 8 and 9. Right? So civil service prelims. So the application will open. The opening of the applications and the notification will begin from 10th of February 2021. Right, and the last date will be 2nd of March 2021. I think all of you are aware of your age limits and your depending on your different caste and depending on different categories that you belong to. Like for SC/STs, there are some relaxations. So I'm not going to go into details of that. So only general topic that I'll be discussing. So the exam will be conducted on Sunday, that is 27th June 2021. The exam will be just one day, right? This is all about your prelims. I'll be discussing about your prelims syllabus as well as how to prepare for it. And then coming to mains exam. Mains exam will be on 17 September 2021 and it's going to be 5 days, right? So this is what is mentioned in your this thing. They have not told about when this will be. There will be no any application form that will be given. It depends on whether you clear your prelims or no, of course, right? So this is about your notification that is released by UPSC. Now let us see some important syllabus of your UPSC. As we all know that UPSC CSE is conducting exams in 3 different ways. One will be the first, that is screening test. That is your prelims paper. The second will be your mains paper, wherein your communication skills are analyzed by your writing skills. And then we have the last, that is your interview process, wherein your communication skills are judged based on the way you speak, the way you communicate, and your emotions. Everything will be checked in your interview, right? So now let us see what all you need to prepare if from prelims perspective or what is important. Okay, so I think all of you are aware that there are 2 papers, that is GS paper 1 and GS paper 2. GS paper 1 consists of 100 questions and GS paper 2 consists of 80 questions. And this is also of 200 marks and this is also of 200 marks, right? So this is the entire paper pattern, right? So here what you need to prepare for your GS paper 1, and trust me, if you have some basic knowledge, you can just take 40 to 50 days to prepare for your prelims. Now whatever classes that you're taking is not basically for your prelims, it is basically for your mains examination, right? So for your prelims, what all you need to study and what do you need to focus on. I'll give you some tips also how to prepare for your prelims. First important thing is current affairs. Current affairs is very, very important even from your prelims point of view, from your mains point of view, as well as from your interview point of view. So every day half an hour, do whatever you want to do, but give half an hour to 1 hour for your Hindu. The Hindu is the big savior. Nobody else can save you as the Hindu can save you, right? Then you have history of India. So in history of India, you need to not much worry about ancient and medieval history, but please worry on your modern history, especially from 1857 onwards, right? And then we are going to study about Indian polity and governance. In this, when we are taking polity classes in Lakshmikant, that is M. Lakshmikant, which is also considered to be the Bible of polity, there are only certain chapters that you need to know, especially if you see there are, I think, 2nd or 3rd chapter which says about important lessons that you need to also prepare. Not all the articles are required for you to remember, right? Just some important articles which are in news right now, right? And that along with some standard articles, that is what you need to remember, right? Economy and social development, you need to know the basics like microeconomics, macroeconomics, and some terminologies like your inflation, deflation, and repo rate, reverse repo rate, and all of that, right? Then general issues on environment, that is environment and ecology. For this, you have only one book, that is Shankar IAS book, right, by Environment and Ecology by Shankar IAS. Along with that, the class notes that you can do along what Vision IAS is doing, that will also be more than enough. And then you have general science, then list of India yearbooks, and some previous question papers. This is optional anyways. So these things will actually help you prepare for your GS paper 1. Now for this, I'll tell you what to study. First start with polity and then do your environment and ecology. Then you can go ahead with history, then economy. Along with all this, do your current affairs. This is what you need to prepare for. And then coming to general studies paper 2, it's kind of qualifying. You need to just understand that you need to just get 33% here, right? So what I want you to understand here is, it's like interpretation skills, comprehension. That means there'll be a story that will be given and they'll ask you questions, you need to answer. It's very simple. I think anybody of 10th standard or 11th standard level mathematics will be more than enough for you to understand, right? Like basic numeracy, general ability, like logical reasoning and analytical skills. You don't have to do it to CAT level, but at least do it till 10th standard level, right? Normally, right? English language comprehension skills and data interpretation. So this is what you need to study, or you need to know about GS paper 1 and GS paper 2 for your prelims. It's very clear to clear your prelims, or very easy to clear your prelims, and this is kind of a screening test, right? After this, that comes here is your main exam, and that is what your syllabus for mains. I am not going in detail with every syllabus. Why? Because when we start any class, I think we give you the detailed analysis of the entire syllabus, but I'll be telling you in brief what all will be included, right? So you have syllabus for GS mains 2. I'll be also discussing about the marks distribution here, right? So you have one compulsory paper, that is English, okay? Indian languages, only qualifying but not included in the marks. So this language, so there are 22 languages, right? So out of 22 languages, any language that you feel comfortable with, you can take that language and don't have to worry about this language paper. This is a qualifying paper, okay? Try and understand. You have to clear this paper. If you do not clear this paper, none of your papers will be corrected also. So this is very important. So you need to clear this paper. So choose your language wisely. Now coming to, if I take Kannada as my paper or Kannada as my language, so what is very simple? I'll be asked to write an essay in Kannada. So I need to understand or read and write Kannada properly. It could be Hindi, Gujarati, whatever language you want to take. It is up to you. Coming to the next thing that you need to know is, it will be kind of comprehension that will be given in Kannada. Try to read that, write the answers for it. Very simple, basic 10th, 11th standard Kannada will be asked to you, or grammar will be asked to you. Like a sentence will be given in English, you have to translate in Kannada, and it will be given in Kannada, you have to translate it to English. So this is the basic things that will be asked in the compulsory paper 1. And then you have essay. You have paper 1, paper 2, wherein essay will be there. Then coming to general studies, this is very, very important. And coming to optional. Optional is a game changer. So look, you have 500 marks for your optional. So choose your optional wisely, right? So how to choose your optional? Based on the comfortableness. Try and read all the syllabus of all the optional subjects that you have. In whichever language you feel you're comfortable, you should be madly in love with that language or in that particular subject. Choose that as your optional so that you never get bored of that particular optional. Coming to general studies paper. General studies paper 1 consists of history, world history, post-independence, and we also want to discuss about geography, right? Then you have general studies paper 2. In general studies paper 2, you have your polity, governance, constitution, international relations, etc. And in paper number 3, you have your disaster management, environment and ecology, economy, etc. In paper 4 is your ethics, integrity, right? So this is how your papers are and the syllabus is. I am not going in details of the syllabus. We will anyways provide you the PDF of the syllabus if required, right? Now coming to your marks distribution. See, your qualifying paper and your English paper are consisting of 300 marks, which is marked in yellow color, which is not at all necessary for you to, worry about it. You just have to qualify these papers. Now, you have to worry about essay, which is 250 marks, and you have to worry about the general studies and your optional papers. So, total writing will be 1750, and last is going to be your interview, and your interview marks are going to be around 275 marks. So this is what is you need to aim on. So I want every one of you to put this kind of plan in your room, wherein you will be able to see that every day and keep yourself motivated every day. Right? So I wanted to tell one thing, that light a candle instead of cursing the darkness. What I wanted to tell you is that if you have any problem, just don't keep cursing that problem or cribbing about it. Get up and find a solution for it. That is, if you find darkness around you, then don't think about the darkness. Just take a candle and light it. So let us light the candle and stop causing the darkness. So this is the kind of motivation that I want you to understand, that you want to cross the bridge, then you just can't stand on the edge of the bridge and say that I just want to cross it. You need to make efforts. So similarly, I would like all my students to understand that hard work will always pay. Put in your efforts. All the best for your preparations, and thank you.